you definitely want to go top down when you come to.
Alright, let's chat some shit. So, after that beautiful intro created by Ridmania, I had a script ready for this video, right? I had a script, I had everything sorted out. I wasn't even going to do this today. I was going to do a Hawkeye build video of his fucking cool little cosmic bag of tricks that I got. But then, then this article came up, and I was like, nah, this is fucked. And I was like, I need to talk about this. So, an article came up, while Xbox Game Pass gets better, PS Now gets ... Avengers. Now, before I do anything, I need to show you guys something. So, let's click on this article, right? Let's get into the nitty-gritties, do you know what I'm saying? We need to really delve in deep. So let's see who wrote this article. So we've got Zach Zwizen, right? What's Zach? Zach, you're probably alright with Zach. So, you know, he's got his articles here. You know, do you know what I mean? You got to have a portfolio up and that. And games like Outriders really need offline modes. You know what does have an offline mode? Avengers. And Hawkeye, did you fart? Man took snapshots of Avengers and then is like, yo, PS Now, I've got Avengers. Ha ha, fuck you. See, right, this is part 2 of a problem that I was talking about on the Assembled podcast with High Ruler. Let me go back on it for context. This article is nothing more than fucking using Avengers hate, using typical bullshit Avengers hate to be like, Xbox is better. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? It makes no sense. It's bullshit. It's genuinely one of them scenarios where it's like, when recently the conversation has been around treating game developers like humans, treating the community managers like humans. Outriders and Avengers both have a thing where people have overstepped the fucking mark, right? It's very obvious. Avengers, I think is getting in a good place, man. It's you know, especially with these events. If these events come out smooth, it's in a really good place. But because it's still the punching bag outside of Cyberpunk of the gaming community, these articles are expected to bang. And it's sad that someone who's clearly says they've written for a bunch of people uses the most cheapest tactic in the book and advertises to the lowest common denominator. Like it's truly sort of pathetic in a way. So I wrote on Twitter. So let me go on my Twitter real quick. So I put on my Twitter because I wanted to, you know, have a little go, have a little pop and stuff like that. And Joseph from the Murphy's Multiverse, good old mate of mine, spoke about this as well. So I put, this is actually disgusting, to be honest. Terrible journalism where game developers are essentially begging people to understand they're human beings who choose to make an article as biased and as shitty as this one, essentially, right? And it's fucking ridiculous. But I know nothing about making articles, right? Whereas my good friend Joe, he fucking knows. And yeah, because I'm funny and that. My good mate Joe probably said it better. I hope he doesn't mind me nicking these tweets, right? I hope you don't mind, Joe. So, let me go to this one. So, he says, we're stuck with these terribly biased articles on your site, your point being, Avengers are a punching bag for people, we get it. It's not funny or interesting anymore. Would this be made if Avengers was in Game Pass? Probably not, because someone wants to drag down PS Now with the game, nothing more. And that's exactly what it is. It is a terrible excuse to shove down PS Now because you're saying Xbox is better by putting Avengers in the way of that. And it's so unnecessary, and it's clickbait bullshit, and it doesn't need to be a thing. I don't care what one feels about Game Pass or PS Now. Pretending to bash a game with passionate developers to make a crude and limited point should not be a thing. It's just lazy clickbait nonsense to cater to haters. It downplays your entire point. That's it. That's literally it. And it's like, and it comes to the same thing of like, oh God, people treat these sort of scenarios as like, it's so concrete, you know what I mean? If you're going to pretend to be a journalist, if you're going to pretend that you know the insides and outs, if you're going to pretend that if you know that Spider-Man's cancelled, or if you're going to pretend that fucking, I don't know, this is going to be shit, or the game's going to die in a couple of months. If you're going to pretend you know these things, actually look into the inner goings of the gaming business and understand that this shit is not fucking easy. Imagine, right? I've played Division 2 with a community man, you know, one of the community members on the team. You know, I played with good old Grassy and Andy Wong, and fucking the dude's a sweetheart. You know, a lot of these community managers, well, at least the ones I am aware of or know of, are lovely people. You know, so it's like, and then you know, fucking people go on Reddit like and get slaughtered and shit like that. People seem to think they know everything, but do no research, and all they want to do is fucking scream. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Like, you know, if you're gonna, like, look, don't get me wrong, criticism valid. Yeah, criticism valid. Criticism's fine. Criticism makes everything better. But if there's one way to motivate game developers, if there's one way to just let people know that, like, we're on their side, it's just to be like, oh man, this sucks, but I know you guys are going to be alright. It's like guilt tripping, but in a good way. You're motivating them. So say for example with Avengers, say, I don't know, I had a crash, a consistent crash on the Mega Hive, right? Whatever. I don't, but it's an example. And I'll be like, oh, you know, I keep getting this crash, but I'm sure you guys will fix it. Best of luck and all that. That motivates. You know what doesn't? I can't get my fucking... It's like, lads, there gets to a point where there's only so much of this shit people want to handle. Eventually, no one's going to listen to you. And you're going to wonder why your feedback's not being implemented. It's because you're crying like bitches. You are. You're being pussies about it. And it's articles like this that go in line with that same philosophy, because obviously this guy's supposed to be like, oh, I'm a journalist, Kotaku, I've written for this, that, and the other. Look at this fucking article. You know, while Xbox Game Pass gets better, Avengers, and then makes an article down below saying Outriders needs an offline mode. Avengers has one. And then he's doing photo mode articles on Avengers. Why? You know what I mean? But it's because people are using this game as a punching bag to slag it off for the fun of it. And I'm fine, by the way, I'm fine if you dislike the game. I'm not shill, I don't give a fuck. If you dislike the game, dislike the game. But this isn't disliking the game, is it? Do you know what I mean? It's using the game as a punching bag, something to bully, so that everyone can be like, that's my Zachary! It's like the kid, right? Imagine you're in school and you're in this group, yeah? And there's that one kid that everyone picks on to get a laugh out of their mates. Avengers is that kid. Do you know what I mean? Avengers is that kid. And it's like, so everyone can be, so say you push over Avengers, wait, go on, mate! And it's fucked. Because it doesn't have to be that way. People that like Avengers have to get on this fucking platform every single day and see the same pathetic fucking people make the same shitty comments day in and day out. Like it's almost not allowed to be completely into Marvel's Avengers. You know what I mean? Like, there is someone out there who tries to force their will on you. Whether you're just fucking... If you just want to enjoy the game as a fan, there is someone who's going to tell you to not do that. But if you did it in vice versa, you get called a shill. You know? If you fucking write a post saying, oh, I love this game, you know, oh, Clint was sick, right, yes. You'll get a reply like telling you why you're wrong. If you do that vice versa, mate, you are shill, you're fucking this, you're that. It's getting boring now, lads. You know what I mean? We need to change the tone. You know what I mean? And I know I sound like an old woman when I say this, but it does get to a point where it's like, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And that's literally it. That's it. You know, people need to stop fucking trying to influence people to do these things. You know? Because there's going to be some very dumb people that read this article and use this point now. They'll be like, oh, well, Kotaku said this. It's not Kotaku. It's some fucking journalist, weekend editor, who's written for a bunch of people. The reason he don't write for them anymore, probably because they didn't want him. Like, yeah, man. It's boring. really boring. And like again, I wanted to do a Hawkeye build video today. I got Outriders, yay. I wanted to do some videos on that, you know, just play a bit and that. But then you get introduced with all this shit, and you just think to yourself, I don't want to touch this with a fucking pole. Yeah. Well, that was a rant. I don't even know what this was supposed to be about. Just stop being dickheads. That's it. Just stop being twats. That's it. If I can make the title stop being twats, I would. But it's not. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? It doesn't. And yeah, man, it's crazy. But anyway, it's been your boy Stardust. I'll see you guys in a bit. It's so tiring.
Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face. Tell me that you love me, even if it's fake.